Hello. Welcome everyone to Life Mastery TV with Alicia Marie. And we are here. Happy spring. I am coming to you live because I wanted to share with you about springtime and the new growth that I'm feeling, this resurgence of energy that's coming as the days are getting warmer and the sun is coming. And it is a season of transformation. And it also happens to be the first day in Clutter Awareness Week. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't, but clutter has been something that's been preoccupying my life for a while now. We've gone through a big purge here over the winter, and there's a lot more to go as we're in the middle of a whole house transformation. And like I said, there's just some energy moving as growth and rejuvenation comes with the seasons changing. So happy spring and welcome. I really hope that you'll take some time to spend with me. I've got some interesting ideas that I want to share. And I also just want to invite you into this idea of what the next Clutter Awareness Week is something I've been aware of for several years, and I haven't heard anyone talking about it yet this year. But after the year we've all been through with the pandemic, it's only been just over a year since everything started, everything changed. Our lives took dramatic twists, turns, pivots, pauses. We were in lockdown. We were in upset. Maybe you've had a stressful year. Maybe you've had a year of profound changes. And of course, our country has gone through just a whole slew of upheavals and disruptions and changes and patterns, these limiting beliefs and just, things that we would really think were crazy 20 years ago or 30 years ago, and certainly unimaginable 50 years ago. And the world is in a different place, and we're in a season of transformation. And I really do believe that whatever is happening in your life right now, and including the global life we're all experiencing with the pandemic, is absolutely a part of the paradigm shifting that is happening. So we have been pushed to our very limit. I know I have in my household. And for those of you who have been on my email list and following along, we've kind of gone through some upheaval this winter, specifically with my husband having health challenges, followed by a whole series of regulatory issues that I'm not even going to get into. And then, of course, dealing with the physical structures of our house that had just been falling apart or clutter adding up in the changes of life that we were not able to keep up with until now. And so we're digging out. It's part of digging out. And some of you have been very, very helpful as I've gone through a lot of panic. I've gone through a lot of pivot. I've gone through a lot of just emotional intensity. And I'm really, really grateful for spring so that we can start to do something new and different. And why not? Why not start out with Clutter Awareness Week? The universe and the way things work in the spiritual realm as well as the physical realm. And this is science, this is physics. The universe abhors a vacuum. So we have to take out the old in order to get in the new. And I don't know about you, but I think it's time we start writing a new story and have a new script. And what better time to do that than spring cleaning and decluttering. I like to call it clutter clearing. I spent some time in January doing a clutter clearing challenge, and I really like some of the ideas that we practiced. It's a much more mindful approach, in my opinion, because, all our stuff holds energy, and we're going to talk about that this week. My goal this week is to invite you into a journey. We can do this together. What if the next 7 days we're part of this spring transition, the spring transformation that we're doing anyway? And I've been inviting some people to join on this 20-day journey to turn the tide, 20-day challenge to turn the tide. You're invited to join that. I'm going to be pulling from some of that, and I'm going to invite you into downloading that ebook if you want to follow along. 20 days, we're going to pull out of order because there really isn't an order. It's about going through the process. So we're going to pick out some things. So I think it fits really nicely with this idea of clutter clearing and moving ourselves forward. We've got to make room to move some energy and build some momentum so we can do something new, so we can be something fresh, and so we can have more of what we really would love in our life. I don't know about you, but I would really love a life that I would love living, and that doesn't always look the way I think it should in my actual physical reality. So it's important that I'm working for a vision, and it's important you're working from a vision too. So would you like to come along for a journey for the next 7 days? It's Clutter Clearing Week. It's Clutter Awareness Week. And so for those of you who are wanting to do that, I'm going to invite you to go ahead and visit this website. It's a bit.ly link. So you just type in bit.ly/turnthetide2020. The capital letters of the T's matter. And just go ahead and download that action guide. It's an action guide. It's for 20 days to turn the tide so you can embrace this season of transformation. I revamped it last week on my birthday, and so I'm just in the spirit of celebrating life and wanting to give and do more. And I am kind of experimenting with something new here, but a YouTube channel that you can find. It's called Life Mastery with Alicia Marie. I like to shorten it to Life Mastery TV. You can follow me on Facebook. You can follow me on LinkedIn. And I'd really encourage some conversation. What do you like? What are you working on? Let's support each other during this transformational time. So I want to begin by talking about the idea that there's 7 days ahead of us, but there are actually 5 surprising areas that I want to talk about. So this isn't going to be just any ordinary decluttering. We're going to look at 5 areas and not just the physical, although that is the first one. So what are those 5 areas? The physical realm, we can talk about that. There's the mental realm to declutter. Yes, you probably have some stuff stuck in there that needs to come out, especially after the year of stress and mess we've all been dealing with. Am I right? Am I right? If you are on live right now or later, you can go ahead and leave a comment and I will be able to see it and be able to pull it up on the screen too, by the way. So yeah, mental stuff gets stuck in there. So we have our physical space we can look at. And we're going to spend a day at least, and also I think every day, building some little tiny action to build momentum and getting more done. I know I'm looking forward to it. I've been on a little bit of a pause. It's time to get back into the nitty-gritty of clearing out the space, having the clear floors, the dancing room, the things that we imagine, and just the junk that's piled up, right? So then we got to do the same to our mental, because if we don't have the right mindset, everything is harder. And trust me, I have been down. I have been depressed. I have had anxiety, whereas I don't normally consider myself an anxious person. But this winter, there were some things that, hit the fan, and we were in this deep, dark place. So let's clear out the cobwebs. Done, over with. Mental mindset decluttering. And of course, along with that goes the emotional. We have emotional clutter. I don't know about you, but the whole journey of self-mastery and life mastery is an inside-out job. So it's not just about the outside here that I'm approaching Clutter Awareness Week with, but the inside and the outside. There's some clutter clearing we can all do so we can master the tides of our emotions. Or maybe we've been on lockdown and not allowing ourselves to feel some things that we really do need to feel in order to purge. So we'll talk about that. There's also a very important aspect of our existence, which is spiritual. Clutter can build up in various little spiritual ways. It's been hard getting to church for some people, and maybe you weren't so good staying on with the virtual stuff, or maybe you've lost your practice of how do you connect to that which is higher than yourself? How do you connect to the oneness that is around us, the energy, which we're going to talk about in a minute too. But so I think it's important we look at in Clutter Awareness Week, we spend some time, what can we declutter or build upon so we can make room in our spiritual world? And the fifth area that we can talk about is the energetic realm. Einstein said it best, everything is energy. We know E equals MC squared. And the more we know about quantum physics, the more we understand how we are all quantumly entangled. So if you've got some old stuff in the energy, maybe it's the old stuff in the energy of your house and how that flows. Maybe it's the energy inside your body. Maybe it's the energy that goes along with your emotions and your mental. But it's all tied in. What is the energetics that have been bogging you down? Let's clear out and get ready for a brand new season so we can really embrace whatever is ahead. Whatever is ahead. We've got vaccines coming. We've got people coming out into the spring warm weather. We've got summertime we're looking forward to. Who knows what could be happening? And how do we put ourselves in a place where we can be the people in our vision? First of all, creating a vision that actually makes a difference in this world, right? The energy of that is moving. Let's move some energy. So that is what I'm looking forward to exploring and diving into this week. And as I said before, I have this action guide. I thought it really went well with. I've been already sharing about that. So if you haven't heard about it, it's the 20 days to turn the tide, embrace the season of transformation, to turn crisis into courage, fear into fulfillment, and aspiration into action. I don't know any other better way of having action than to actually start making some room in our lives in these 5 areas that I just shared about. So I'm going to do a quick screen share here and hopefully show you a little bit about what you're missing if you don't get involved. So this is the action guide that I'm talking about. I'm really proud of it. I revamped it this spring so that it has 20 different action items and a little guide to talk you through how to get the best, most highest use out of it. And we start with reviewing and reflecting. And the section that we're going to really focus on right here is a bit about making room and moving energy. But there's also some that I've got elsewhere here in the giving realm and forgiving. There's some giving away of things and to make room, make space, and having that vision so we can go through and make a better life, committing to greater good for ourselves. So that's the quick look at the e-guide. I encourage you to go ahead and download it. And we'll cancel that. And hold on one second. I love this platform. It's called, let's see, StreamYard. So it's just a fun screen, a fun tool to use to be able to share with you all the different stuff. So we're going to go ahead and share that. Infinite ability here, but we're dealing with Clutter Awareness Week, and I'm just really proud of it. I want to kind of just share with you that's actually my picture of my home of a little when I was in the middle of a project. So you can see how clutter can build up, and it can also make a lot of room, a lot of mess, but we have to clear it up. And I've got some ideas for you along the way. But this is what we're doing. We are going to be moving that mess and focusing on this idea of making room so we can move energy. And there's at least 4 actions. We've got 5 days, 5 topics, and then a wrap-up day. So I would love it if you would join me and really look at how you can take the next 7 days and then may extend it into the next 20 days. These action items can be done in any order. There's no particular order. The idea is to take little baby steps that inspire more action, that inspire more feeling good, that inspire that ability to spring back, no joke intended, no pun intended, and just grow so that we can, in the end, on day 7, we'll come back full circle and celebrate some wins. So if that sounds good and you're all in for that, go ahead and put in the comments somewhere, I'm in, I love it, I'm ready, and we'll get you going, we'll get me going, and we're going to have this wonderful transformational season ahead of us. So we can really look at that. And the last thing here, if I switch back to stop sharing, that's a lot of infinite different windows there. Just to remind you, this is where you can go to download that. We're going to go through these different areas. And I actually have our first assignment thought up today. We've been decluttering our freezer today. So what action item can you take that's something you've been wanting to do, maybe something that's been bugging you, kick off this clutter awareness, clutter clearing week with a bang. So first and foremost, today's just about awareness. That's what clutter awareness is really about. Just coming to terms with the fact that we all have some level of clutter. And maybe on a scale of 1 to 5, you could rank yourself. What is my normal level of clutter that the house happens to maintain, or the emotional clutter, the mental clutter, all those things we talked about? What is just the general level of chaos that I, in my life, experience? Maybe write that down for yourself. Or if you feel really brave, put it in the comments. We've got a couple people who are sharing. Hi, Christina. Nice to see you. And she's like, this is just what we wanted to hear right now. And it's just a great time to get in the season of transformation. So thank you for joining, Christina. I hope more people like you decide to take some steps with me. I'm doing it right along with you. We're doing this together. So clutter awareness. Just become aware. Rank yourself. Give yourself a number, 1 to 5. 1 being like, it's really tidy. 5 being like, it's really out of control. And then check in with yourself. Where would you love that number to be? What really feels good to you? Don't try to be Martha Stewart when you're normally not. I'm not a Martha Stewart. I like visual abundance. And in fact, if you want to follow Clutterbug, is an organizer that I really like. She has her own YouTube channel, and she has 4 different types of organizing structures. So you might not fit the traditional kinds of organizing and what clutter looks like for you. I am like a butterfly in her world, and I actually happen to be wearing butterflies today, so why not? But I also have some bee tendencies. I'm not going to go all the way into that. If you guys really want me to, I will, but it's Clutterbug's thing, and she's amazing. But the idea that things can be broken down, people can be broken down in their style of clutter tolerance and therefore organizing style is one of visual abundance or a visual clarity, like clean lines. I happen to be on the abundance end of things. I like to see stuff. I don't mind having lots of things around me. I like to have, you think about how you do a vision board or you put together a craft. Mine's always very busy and very full. I like that. And the other aspect is, do you do things in a macro way? Just throw things in bins? Or do you think about things in big picture? Or do you do things in a very micro detailed way? Like you're the person that wants to have all your lipsticks lined up or all your gel pens in rainbow order. You're probably going to fit more of the traditional way. But all of this is just to become aware of your level of clutter, aware of what style you like, what makes you feel comfortable. You don't need to have completely clear surfaces every day if that doesn't matter to you, if it doesn't feel good. Just become aware of clutter and where it doesn't feel good. Because remember, this is ultimately about moving the energy, making room for something new and fresh to come in so that miracles can happen in your life. One of the tips I often give people when I'm working with them in a coaching setting, they feel stuck. And I say, clear off your desk, empty that junk drawer, do something, because it's like this, there's something that happens in the rewiring process. And I've experienced that. I have decluttered like almost a whole room over the winter or the equivalent thereof. And it's cathartic. Sometimes it's super emotional and super tough. We're going to talk about that this week. There's emotion attached to our things, and it can uncover emotions we didn't know, and past traumas or regrets, or the yucky feelings that actually stop us from doing the things that make us feel good. So our stuff can actually stop us from making us feel better. And it can also keep us from feeling motivated to do more things, or we can talk more about that. So that's it. Tonight, be more aware. Notice what you're noticing, like the number one mindfulness tool you can have in your toolkit for transformation. Just notice. If you were to walk in your house as a stranger, and I've done this before, just walk out of your house, get a clear mind, and walk in with a new set of eyeballs. What do you see? What do you notice? How does it make you feel? What is the sight line? Where are the hot spots where trouble happens? You come in and all the coats get thrown on the couch instead of being hung up, or all the mail ends up in a pile and you never get back to it, or, fill in the blank, right? Everyone has something. And so that's it. Just walk around. And if you feel like you're so inclined, take some notes. Let's take some notes. How do I feel on my clutter level scale rating? And what if I were to go room to room to room, what would be some things that could change? And just write them down. You're not having to do them. If you get inspired, take action, but you don't have to. This is just about an exercise of becoming more aware and more comfortable and figuring out what you're going to do so that you can do the next step of you to think about tonight. And that is to set a powerful intention for the week. This is good to do anyway, but as long as we're springing ahead and trying something new, why not set a power of intention for this week? Because intention starts to set the direction of our focus, the direction of our attention, and it's going to help when we're getting to that tough stuff in the middle of the week and we're like, why are we doing this? Why did I sign up for this challenge? By the way, there is no sign up. This is just all honor system. Just do it. Let's do it. Report in. Okay. So what is your intention for this week of springing into action, springing into a fresh start, the season of transformation? What would it feel like, look like, be like? Maybe your intention is just to do 5 minutes every day. Maybe your intention is to end the week and be able to look back and say, I did something every day. I followed through on at least one action item from the challenge. I watched the video and I did a thing. Maybe that's your intention. Maybe your intention is to feel better about your space when the challenge is over. Or maybe your intention is to just jumpstart something you've been waiting to do, you've been wanting to do, you want to have a redo of your rooms. Or in my case, I'm doing a whole house Tetris kind of situation. You're like, I'm a little behind mentally where I thought I would be in my milestone. So maybe this is my chance to jump start, get back into it. Because it was pretty heavy lifting there for a while and I got burnt out. And that's okay. We took a break. Now it's time to get back in. So what's your intention? And to add some extra power to it, let's take a breath right here. And just feel into the week. If you're willing to declare your intention for this clutter clearing week, this spring ahead week, what would it be? Go ahead and put it in the comments Write it down in your journal. Do something. And wherever you're staying, there's probably something you can help clutter clear, even if you're not staying in your home currently. Maybe you're not at home traveling, or you've been living with someone else. I see Christina's left a note that she did a major purge before she left. So she's staying somewhere else right now. But, this is also going to be about habit creating and what kind of patterns can we find to start rewriting. So good job making a purge. Good job making a change. And what can you do to jumpstart something new even more? So if you're willing to be uncomfortable in the interest of growth, that's what spring's all about, right? We got seeds budding and things transforming. It's time to make ourselves a little uncomfortable and clear out some of that stuff that's holding us back, that kind of got stuck and stagnant over the winter. I'm kind of excited. I've had the intention for years. I've wanted to do more publicly with Clutter Awareness Week. It's been on my calendar for years. I've worked with professional organizers in the past. I try to celebrate it with some sort of cluttering clearing. And I've been doing this kind of year, at least 5 months deep dive decluttering. And I did the clutter clearing. I'm gonna have to look up who that was with. I can't remember. It was through Hay House, a clutter clearing challenge in January. So the last thought I'm going to leave you with here, besides making sure you download the ebook, I'm going to go through some of those action steps and getting you into this mode. The last idea is that clutter clearing obviously doesn't have to happen all at once. It is something that makes room for something new and something better. It's actually your opportunity to start inviting more abundance in, more freedom, more flexibility, more love, more of whatever you're seeking cannot come in until you make room for it. You are a full teacup, my friend. Your house is probably a full pitcher of tea. And we have to make room to be able to allow more to be poured in, or else it's just going to overflow and make a mess. And it probably already is. And then we get stuck and stopped. And this includes our money. So I'm going to have an exercise around money this week. We're going to have an exercise around our space. Obviously, every day, do something. That'd be a great intention. But what it is we're doing is really about us. It's on the inside first, and then it comes to the outside. And the outside, can impact the inside. So make this fun. Allow this to be fun. And take a breath. And let's do this in a mindful way that allows us to really grow, even if it's uncomfortable. Because I know you're stronger than any condition, and we've been through a lot of conditions lately. So let's take advantage of this moment here. I'm excited to see what will happen in my house, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen in your house. So thank you for joining this brief episode of Life Mastery TV. You can find more of the Life Mastery episodes that I did last spring at my YouTube channel. If you're not already there, you can find that by going to bit.ly / Life Mastery TV. You'll find all the past episodes. I did a whole Standing Firm series last spring, but I hope you join me, and we're going to find out what we can accomplish in the physical, in the mental, in the emotional, in the spiritual, and in the energetic realms during our Clutter Awareness Week. So go ahead and leave a comment about what your intention for the week is, and make sure you download the guide. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen. So until next time, stay healthy, be well, and remember, You're the master of your own destiny. So dream big and take smart action. Bye.